Yes, yes, everyone. Ahem. We are in the building. It's your girl, Qianathegoddess, the one and only DJFMI. And this is your VPR Thursday. So welcome to it. Partner, how you feeling? Looking good. Loving the magenta.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A little changes in the background for the people that pay attention. And
Hmm.
partner, I am feeling amazing. I
Yes.
am flying high and
Yes.
feeling spiritually connected to the
Yeah.
universe today. Honestly, I don't know what happened. I started it off really choppy, but sometimes you can't let anything block your blessings.
That's
And
a
I have been super blessed. We have been super blessed.
yeah.
And you make time to come on this platform here with me. I can never take that for granted, honestly. So I am very happy, partner. Thank you for asking.
Oh, likewise, partner. And I think that it is
Yeah.
such a great feeling to get into that alignment, right? Because no matter what is happening, and we have our days, right? It doesn't mean that
Mhm.
things don't go left, but being able to navigate, Chon, what's up? Good morning.
Going on,
You
Chandra.
navigate through that with a happy spirit and a joyful spirit, and really just accepting. It's really just as simple as accepting the things you can't change, right? Flowing
Hmm.
with it, not trying to go against the current. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, all right. Well, let me pivot and let me figure it out instead of getting stressed and becoming anxious. Like stress is a killer.
You
I
can't control it. If it's out of your hands, do not fight it.
don't
You know what
fight.
I mean?
Don't fight the tide. Don't swim against the
Honestly.
tide.
The
Just like
best
go and float.
VPR, the way I learned how to let go control when I was a young man and I was on a flight with my father and we
Mhm.
had major turbulence. And I was looking, I'll never forget it because Bone Crusher came out. That's when Bone Crusher was just dropping. He was
Mhm.
screaming. So I'm listening to that, you know what I mean, on the thing. And he looked and I'm scared because of the turbulence VPR. And when he looked at me and said, son, if this plane goes down right now, there's nothing that you or I can do.
Right.
It's in God's hands. The pilots are professionals.
Right.
So just sit back.
Right.
And in that moment, normally a kid would panic.
Yeah.
I got so calm because I trusted in his words and I understood.
Hmm.
The flight landed, we are here now.
Clearly. Yeah.
Yes.
Finally made it, right? Is that where FMI came
Yes, yes.
in?
Finally made it. And since we're here just talking about my name, I want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, Kiana. You will be getting your pieces shortly. Weather the Storm. They have been featured on ESPN, on so many different athletes, and they have chose to partner up with us here at VPR, here on the tour with us with Hit the Beat also,
Yes,
and at
sir.
YMVS. So it's a beautiful partnership, and I looking forward to seeing some of the pieces on the way. Kiana, I will need your information so I can get that over to you.
I
Also,
got you, partner. And by the way, if not this Sunday, next Sunday, I'm pulling up.
oh,
R&B
guys, and VPR, please make sure if y'all are in New York City, you have to pop out to the brightest spot in New York City. That's Times Square. That's where you can find me each and every Sunday for the YNVS R&B Sundays in the city. Grown and sexy, so put on your best. It's dressed to impress. No sneakers. Come on, guys. You know what I
at
mean?
the
Clean it
rabbit
up.
hole. Come down the
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
at the rabbit hole, ladies, you're free till 11. Make sure you say DJFMI, and if you miss it, say VPR. They know it. Shout out to Shampoo, of course. There's so much going on. In August, we have the YNVS retreat in Atlantic City. I'm
Nice.
gonna have that flyer posted up. 8 days from now, we also have Connie Diamonds in the Bronx, but it's better let me show you and let her tell it, huh?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm saying that where's that stage here? Let's get to that. It's a lot of promoting that's been going on.
In the New York City. If you want to be on stage and you want to perform for me and just for the city, for the sake of it, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys pull up DM. I'm calling all of the hottest artists in the
So, of course, you guys could tap in with me if you're interested in performing in front of
Ow.
1,000 people, A&Rs, YNG, YNVS. We will have sponsors in there. Shout out to Belvedere. Oh, there's so much sponsors I'm dropping at the moment, but I'm going to make sure I bring you up next stream. So
Yes,
thank you for everybody that's been tapping in with everything that VPR has been doing, me, Kiana, and we continue to bring you great content and, of course, wholesome events, man, changing this industry. We're not
yep.
out here like the diddler.
Okay.
You
Hello.
know what I mean? FVPR. Don't forget the diddler's out here and he's getting all his just dues.
Hmm.
All right. I don't promote and look for nobody's demise. But when you set it
Right.
up like that, boy, the
Yeah.
universe gonna bless you. And
Oh,
apparently it blessed you with all that. You put your hand on people's daughters. And I
yeah.
thought about that today, VPR. Every time I hear Cassie,
No. Hmm.
I'm like, damn. Like when I hear her song come on, I just sit back and say, damn.
Mm-hmm.
All the women that had to suffer allegedly at the hands of Diddy. And I'm like, that's someone's daughter. He has daughters, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You have kids, bro. That's what kills me about it too.
Right.
You know,
and I'm sure he'd be willing to, kill for his daughters. So it's like,
100%.
consider that. It really is a shame. And, like you said on Facebook, like, we're just built different. Like, I'm a fighter backer, right?
Yeah. We built from a different era.
I'll fight a man.
We hit back.
Twice about it. I definitely, like, before you hit me, I'm going to block that and I'm going to clock you.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. Weave.
Bomb and weave, baby. I took karate all those years, but no ass.
Same here. You know what I mean?
Ninjutsu.
Mixed martial arts I've done for 3 years, and I did karate before that for like 4. So things like that. You got to be able to defend yourself out here in the streets, VPR. That's all we're advocating for.
Yeah. Defending
yourself, and it's an empowering feeling to know that you can do that. I know the younger generation, they think a little bit different as far as they'll pick up a tool before they do anything.
True.
But
sadly,
I mean, at least base knowledge, be able to defend yourself. I'm always going to push for that.
I mean, you can definitely knock people out and, cut off their stream of being able to speak. A good gut punch takes somebody down. Like if you run.
VPR, I thought she was about to go somewhere completely different, like Lorena Bobbitt. She said cut something off.
That's the basic, right? Like, but if you can't catch that, a good gut punch, a good chop to the throat, you catch them right there. It's over. You got at least a good 2 minutes of recovery.
And ladies, I heard when y'all fighting, I heard y'all boobs are just like our testicles. They hurt. So ladies, if you fighting a woman, you don't want to grab the hair, boom, right in the boob. I heard that hurts. I don't know. I've heard. They
told me. I think it depends
they lied to me.
How big the boobs are, to be honest with you. Because
Diddy would know. I wouldn't know.
If they're small, know. I'm sure they can't take a punch, right? Like, probably.
If you're built like an 11-year-old, I don't know. It might just hit your bone.
11-year-old.
You know what I mean? VPR. Also, I want to. Qiana, my bad. I'll cut you off.
No, go ahead.
While we're having a great chuckle, before we bring up our guest, I like to champion people in their second life in their musical careers because it's I watched a lot of artists come out of certain genres and not be able to adapt very well to other genres, and they're not easily accepted. It's like Michael Jordan when he went to go play golf, baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Boy had to come back. He's like, yeah, I mean, this bat ain't swinging like I was shooting. But right. I say that to say this. I'm gonna champion Andre 3000 at the Jazz Fest. Okay, I just want y'all to hear it. Because the internet kind of judging. They just want him to rap. I'm going to mute my mic. All right. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. That's enough. Okay, that's enough championing.
I almost feel like he was playing something vibrational. I don't know. I couldn't catch the tune. But when he was doing that, and it's interesting because some of the pieces almost felt like a trumpet, right? So it's interesting that a flute could take that kind of pitch. But that was giving me like Gaia vibes.
and VPR, this is why you have to have a Qianathegoddess in your corner. That is putting it very nicely. That is putting it. I can't play the flute or whatever he's playing. But I'm glad that he's up there feeling confident. People are in the comment section here, saying all he had to do was rap or just stop and just open your mouth and we would be happy. But I'm glad he stuck to his guns.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many people that are so judgmental, right? Why does someone have to stop? Why is there a creative cap to what your abilities are? He's got a crowd of people that he's doing this in front of. I didn't see anyone complaining. in the crowd, right? So if there's an avenue for it, if there are people that will flock to it, what's the problem? Why are we judging that that's where he chooses to go? The man doesn't want to rap forever. That's fine. He's made it in life, various Grammys. Like, honestly, what does he have to rap about that most people can connect to if he's not living in some sort of struggle? Been there, done that.
That is true. Yeah. If he, I know he said that before, you know, he said it was a young man's game. And I do understand that aspect. He is one of our greats. So him transitioning to the flute, it was left field, but I'm VPR. Who am I to tell this man what to create with his art? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, baby boy,
internet culture, internet culture.
Sorry, Big Boy has been acting and stuff for years. We never got mad at him for that, right?
Yeah, he said, "You're shaking like a stripper. Tighten up." That was the best line in the movie for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the internet culture has taken on a new face, man, and I just wake up every day, and before I sit there, I'll see something that is quite triggering, and then I think a few things. I'm gonna bring VPR. I'm gonna go left, but stick with me if you're here, okay? So
don't bring us to another Diddy party.
No. So right now the internet is at a standstill because they're trying to figure out how they're gonna govern this AI. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't paid attention to Instagram yet, Qiana, have you come across the video? Good morning, Ron Lefford. Good morning. How are you guys? I'm doing great. Right now we're just having
Argentina from New York and beyond.
Rock and roll life. Right now we're just having a quick conversation about AI. I want to show you guys how it's influencing us. So back to the story. So have you come across those videos where you see the AI of Mickey Mouse, of what you call it, and they'll be dancing or coming out the stage and they have them like in the real world?
No.
People are now, there's like a new bot that people are creating to now grab these characters that we connect with, whether it be child characters, because they know kids will watch it, right? And they'll put them on stage as like Lil Yachty as the famous walkout. Okay. The reason why they're creating that is because they know it will get the clicks and they can run up accounts quickly. Yeah. So now they're trying to now, as you can see, if you go on your Instagrams or anywhere, top of the morning, hit the beat. What's going on, Big Breeze? Corey May, what's going on? Congratulations on the completion of the first season. So what's going on right now, they're using these AIs to gauge accounts, use things that we like, and now Instagram is asking us to say, hey, was this made with AI?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why they're pushing it. Gotcha. So if we continue down this route now, once I'm like, why are all these videos popping up of like cartoon characters like in the real world? I'm like, oh,
that hasn't hit my algorithm yet.
Yeah,
but a lot of AI like imagery and a lot of AI videos where people completely transform themselves.
And right now, just to top off the subject and finish it off, a certain individual is at almost the completion process with an AI that can complete full YouTube videos. Full YouTube videos edited to 8 minutes. It will grab the clips for you, write the script for you, do the voice for you, publish it for you. So if they're creating AI now that will completely take away the YouTuber space, now YouTube is trying to figure out how can we stop the AI videos, the people using the script, or how could we, now people are starting to put in parentheses on their videos, human. Human.
Yeah, definitely out of line. I mean, we see a lot. I think there is going to be a cap because, again, just like when we were talking about, with writing, right? Like the genres that we're in, AI has the ability to creep in, but there is a creative touch. And I know that Beth can understand this because when you hear this woman sing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I bumped the music.
There are certain things that AI can't touch. There's a soul of a human being that just cannot be recreated. So when you have the content, I just want to say to my content creators that are like, oh, my God, relax, right? Let whatever's, again, we got to flow with it. We got to jump in it, right? Get your coin however you can, okay? AI is open for investing. I can tell you there's many companies that are AI bound, right? But at the same time, figure out how to humanize and make it different from what AI is creating, because there's still going to be a robotic method. Like, listen to the AI videos; they all sound like this.
They just Scarlett Johansson got mad because they just took her voice. They used the movie that she would play, that she was AI in the movie.
That's right.
They took out the script from that. The company reached out and she said she doesn't want her voice to be featured in it.
Yes.
They still used their voice and changed it by 2 decimals.
That's
and
right.
she's pissed about it, trying to sue them.
Yeah.
But yes, guys, so we gotta adapt with the time. Shout out to everybody in the chat for tuning in super early. We can't wait to bring Beth up here. Law, what is going on, man?
Yes, sir. It's time for you to make another appearance as well, sir. Yeah. I know you have a lot to say, but we definitely want to bring up our esteemed guest. You've seen her on The Voice. She has toured and opened for Anita Baker, the OJs, KEM, Najee. The list goes on and on and on. She is absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Ron LaFord for connecting her to us. And welcome to VPR. Beth, how are you?
Good morning.
How you doing?
Thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
Well, I'm vibrating high today.
Yes.
Me too.
Feeling great.
That's what I'm talking about. So we really want to jump right in and just get into your career, but how it really all began. Were you influenced in music very early on in life, and that was a career path you chose, or did you fall into it? Tell us your history and tell us about the path to The Voice and kind of where it's landed you now.
Okay. Well, so I think honestly, music chose me, and I was influenced by my father, the late Johnny Griffith, who was one of the Funk Brothers, but I was not encouraged to go into music based on, I think, some of the heartbreak that my father experienced with Motown leaving Detroit and going to LA, kind of not telling the musicians. And so he kind of made up his mind that he wanted his children to go into careers that would be more stable and not unpredictable like music. So I was raised to go to college to get my degree and I'm repping my Motown hat, just to do things that would be a little bit more stable. And when I say music chose me, that's just something that I think most kids love music. They love their favorite songs, but it just kind of bit me, and I wanted to sing, and I could not deny that I wanted to sing. My parents never told me not to, but they just really instilled education. So I went to college. I got my degree in business. I did everything they told me to do. I didn't like it though. And so I was still singing with bands and, doing gigs in little clubs, on the weekends. And I was working a 40-hour-a-week job and just kind of continue to pursue the singing because people were like, you're good. You should really keep doing this. And so the road just kind of continued on with me working with Anita Baker. I was introduced to her by Michael Powell, who founded Chapter 8. And he, amazing musician, heard me sing, had me demo a couple things for him. And he was like, you know what, you need to be doing more. And he was actually the first producer that told me you need to be a solo artist. And I said, I really don't want to do that. That's not what I'm interested in. I just want to be a background singer. So he first took me to Aretha Franklin and introduced me to her. And we thought that she would hire me as a background singer because she had known my father. But she turned me down and she asked me specifically, have you been on tour before? And I said, no. She says, well, then I'm not going to be the first person to take you out on the road. Like, I'm not doing it. And I was devastated. And I was very young and I said, okay, fine. But I
can imagine Auntie Aretha, right?
But getting turned down by Aretha Franklin, like,
But I felt it. I'm seeing like,
I just knew because she knew my dad. Like, she was standing, she's like, yeah, I know your daddy. And me and your daddy used to work together and everything. So I said, oh, I know she about to hook me up. And she was like, oh no, I'm not taking you out on the road. Like, no. So she didn't do it. And then Mike was like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna take you to somebody else. And that next person was Anita Baker. I don't think we planned that, but what had happened was she was in Detroit doing a show and she happened to call Mike and she said, Mike, I need some singers for this show and just get me some girls. And he said, okay. And I happened to be one of the girls that he called. And that one show turned into 5 years traveling the world with her as a background singer. Absolutely loved it, adored it. I learned so much with her. Wow. And after I stopped working with her, I transitioned to working with KEM. And I did a movie called Sparkle. This was Whitney Houston's last movie. And I was her body double and stand-in. And I actually met Kim on that movie set. So we had made contact prior to with his then manager, but I actually got a chance to meet him on the movie set. And then probably a year after that, I started working with him. I've been with him 10 years since then. And in the midst, say that again. I'm sorry.
I said amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, she been running through her career.
Okay.
Like, it's not, I'm sitting back like, let me catch up.
And I love the longevity, right? Like, I think the longevity in your connections and how long you tour and have toured with people really shows the kind of person that you are alongside your talent, right? Because when you make connections with people, like FMI and I have known each other for years. It's an easy vibe, right? So we know that like we get along, we can go places. It just becomes this great synergy. So yes, please continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna just run it down and make it easy for y'all. So in the midst of me working with Kim, I put out my first album, which is called Free, and met the producer that produced that first album, Cordell Walton, who happens to be Charlie Wilson's music director and has been for many years. I met him on tour because Kim, Joe, and Charlie Wilson were on a tour together, which was an amazing tour that we did. And we came back, did my first album, and with that album, somebody heard it from The Voice, and they contacted my manager. I ended up doing the Voice, and continued on with Kim.
So wait, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You didn't have to go through the audition process, right? Because they
I did.
Yo, VPR, this is tripping.
Now, did you have like a privatized audition, or did you have to go like stand online for 16 hours?
So that's a good question. There's different types of auditions, right? So I did not do the cattle call audition. So actually what people have to understand is The Voice is a competition that you audition for, but it is also a reality show. So there are people that scout talent, and I got scouted. Or so a scout saw me, and that's how they reached out to my manager, asked would I be interested. The first time they reached out to me, I said no because my mother was ill. She had just had a stroke, and I was just like, I can't, I have to take care of my mom. But maybe 6 to 8 months later, she had done so much, in her recovery. She had done so well in her recovery that I said, okay, because they reached out a second time. I said yes. So my audition process was I went to Chicago for an audition. Then I had to go then they told me if I made that audition, then I would go to California. And then I went to California for like a week. And then I came back home, and then they said, if you make that cut, then you'll come back and then you'll start doing the show. So there's a series of auditions that you go through, and you really don't know that you've made the show until they say, hey, you've made the show. Because the whole time you're in California, you're seeing people get cut and leave and go home. People you just had lunch and dinner with the day before and the night before, like, they're gone. And you don't know why. Well, I know why looking back. It's a reality show, and they're casting. They only want so many this, so many this, so many this, so many singing country, R&B, pop. Like, it's very strategic how they cast the show. And they watch you all day. So that was a grueling process. I don't regret it. I loved doing it. It was a life-changing experience for me. And then fast forwarding to past The Voice, I put out my second album, and which leads me kind of to where I am today. So in 2022, we put out my second album called Get to Know Me, and we used a different producer this time, Marcus the Heat Miser Divine. And my husband actually was like, I want you to work with this guy. I really think he's going to change your career. And he definitely has. My album, I love my album, and I love the feedback that I've been getting from that album. And it's really opened some doors for me. And at this point, I am still touring with Kim as a background singer, but now I open up shows for Kim on select dates. My music director has also introduced me to the legendary Ginuwine. So I do select dates with opening Ginuwine shows across the country as well. And I think the end of 2022, I can't. My years are running together. But I went on tour with the OJs, legendary OJs. They wanted to do something better with their show, upgrade their show, add some changes. So they added a set of background singers, which I'm honored to have been one of them. So I toured for 6 months with them, and yeah, it's just been great. I've just been like collecting knowledge, collecting experiences along the way. And I've been
collecting names with that resume.
Yeah, VPR.
Sometimes I think about it and I say to myself, it sounds like I'm dropping names, but I'm really not trying. Like
this
like
your real life.
No,
this is your real life. This is your
like,
everyday.
Yeah,
it's a part of your journey.
Yeah,
and that brings me to my next question. You see, normally when I ask this, certain artists give me vague answers, but you spent a lot of time touring. You spent a lot of time on the road. Now, what are a few things that you've learned, key things now before you go on tour, certain rules you don't break when you're on tour, just to keep your mental good? What have you picked up over the years?
What I know more than anything now is your preparation for going on the road starts at home. You can't just jump up and go on the road. Like people, a lot of times, oh, I want to go on the road. I'm like, this is not what you think it is. I prepare at home. One of the reasons why I got this cap on, I go to the gym every day. So I got messed up gym hair that's not presentable for camera right now.
They can't tell you nothing, girl. They can't tell you nothing.
Well, but listen, that's part of my preparation for going on the road. That's part of my preparation for having core strength. That's part of my preparation for long days. When you get up at 4 a.m., you catch a flight, you get to the city, your hotel may not be ready. You got to find something to eat, and what you're eating is not what you want, and it's not good. And then you have a long sound check, and then you have an hour to get ready at your hotel because it's finally ready. And then you're changing clothes, and then you're jumping back on the stage. And you better smile, and you better give a good show, and you on fumes.
I learned that in St. Louis. So I get you. When you said that, exactly what happened when I got off the plane. And I got to learn the music to DJ in St. Louis and Miami. I got to learn what they like. What?
That ain't about you. You better do that job, right? So that's what I mean when I tell people, I said, listen, the preparation, I try to eat as well as I can at home. I try to work out. I try to stay hydrated, because when you get on the road, it's not that. So, the years of, we're going to have a ball when we get out there. There are some times that you have a great time. There are some moments, there are some wrinkles in time when you're on the road, but you have to be focused and know that you're going out there to work and to do a job, and you want to be called back. So you have to operate in excellence as much as possible. You can't miss your lobby call. You can't be missing flights. You can't, all of that. So yeah.
See, and this is the information, because I have so many artists at YMG and YMVS that I'm dealing with right now, and we're on tour and we're running around, and they're starting to see that the slow nights and waking up at 4 and you still got to go back. You got to get up to meet me at the office to promote, and then back to the clubs. Now you're seeing what this real life day to day is to make it successful.
And the artists that have been doing it for years, I commend them. They never. Now that we have social media as a platform, a lot of times we can talk about and express what it is that we really experience and go through. Before, we had no idea what these artists were dealing with, and the long hours and the sleepless nights, and so you get home and you just rest and you unwind at home, but you prepare for the next tour. Like I go back out June 7th, June 8th, I go back out. And these next 2 weeks, I'm just going hard, gym, eating good, clean, cleaning up the house, doing laundry, packing,
right,
managing the house, because you got to live somewhere when you get off the road, right?
And they'll think about the bills. You got to send that back and make sure that's taken care of.
You got to take care of your house as well. You got to come home. So there's so much to being on the road. But with all that being said, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And VPR. We've made you wait long enough. Let's watch a video of Beth. I have personally seen a video that was sent to me, and I was blown away. I'm like, VPR, when we have singers, is the difference between a singer and a sanger. When they can sing, when you could just turn off the music and your voice is carrying you without that, that's what Beth has. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm going to share it. And we can start off because I want to see the live performance, but I want to get to this video. Ooh.
I wonder what are you going to play?
I'm trying to, let me be.
Oh, I love this.
Take a load off what you want to show off. You just let me, baby. Let me, baby, won't you let me? I'll be all that you need. Baby, just let me be. I know you never had it quite like this. You carry so much on your shoulder. It's time to show you what a real love is. Forget the past, baby, let's move forward. I can give you what you're missing. Push you toward your vision. I just wanna be a team. That's just who I am. Gotta show you what I mean.
Okay, we can't give y'all all of it now. We can't give y'all all of it.
Aloria, what's up, my beautiful?
It was getting too comfortable. I know y'all jamming with us, but all right. Enough is enough.
Yeah, enough is enough.
So let's talk about this album that you were bringing up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me some of the influences. What brought you back to the studio to record this second album, and what place did it come from?
The influence, first of all, on this album, I remember talking to Marcus, and I told him, he says, what do you want this album to be? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? And the first thing came to mind is Aaliyah. And I said, if Aaliyah was still alive and she was a mature woman, what kind of music would she put out? It would still have that 90s feel to it, but it would have a little more bounce, a little, and that was my influence. And Marcus actually worked with Aaliyah. He was one of her first background singers. He knew her personally. He was like, say less. So this is what you're hearing is a person who personally knew Aaliyah, who was Marcus, and produced what he would want to hear Aaliyah do if she was here. 90s music is just some of my favorite music. And I wanted to have a heavy 90s influence and just enjoy myself. Just give people a nice little bop, give them something they can sing along to, give them something that they didn't have to think too hard to process while they're listening to it.
Right.
I wanted to give good lyrics and storylines and great melodies. And that's really what our focus was for this.
Yeah. I think you see that for sure. I wanted to say just before you comment, FMI, it's beautiful that you took that 90s influence, and you can definitely see it. For people that say, oh, the 90s music is over, we still have that influence.
It's been a resurgence.
24. Like, it constantly resurfaces, but I don't feel like they're catching it because it becomes more hip hop, right? Like the lines are blurred.
Yeah.
All the time.
When you gonna put your gun to, it's a 90s beat. And when I listen to what he's saying, when you gonna put your gun to you, I'm like, God damn.
Wait a minute.
Why can't we just say when you gonna kiss the girl, bro?
Well, why did we go left with this? So I love that. And by the way, you guys, we are going to have Marcus Divine here next week. So we will be speaking with him as well. This is going to be a beautiful back-to-back. So I didn't even know that he produced this album. So this is going to be great to really get into his mind. But FMI, please.
No, you said it best, honestly. I just like with the resurgence of 90s music and that sound. And they can't, and I get it. The younger crowd, they still want to be aggressive and be tough while singing there. But there's a space for softness. There's a space for being, letting people into your emotions. There's a space for that.
Yeah.
And Beth, you're feeling that. Like when you said, oh, I wanted to feel what Aaliyah would feel like with growing up. And when you said that, I was like, oh, that's
right.
That void needs to be filled now more than ever.
Because she's truly missed, and her music is still played on the radio now, and she just left such a great influence on music. And I'm just like, and then you listen to or you look at the tours that are out now. There are like so many 90s artists that are touring.
Yes.
And working. I mean, I'm even
look at Ginuwine
now.
Yeah,
Ginuwine,
he's hitting all the dance moves. Y'all ain't peeping this. You feel me?
Well, she knows. She's opening for the man.
He's so on fire. And I stand there and watch him some nights and I'm like, oh my God, he is killing it. So it's like the 90s music has not died. It's still there. You look at SWV and Escape. They're on
spending them
with
at my
Maya
R&B
and
nights,
702.
yes.
They're out now, and
Where my
you know,
girls
and,
at?
yeah,
they
everything,
kids
like
love
all
it.
of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, I do want to bring up the video of you on The Voice because we have that here placed on your site. You got to check out Beth's site. Go on her
Please.
Instagram. Please
Beth
check that out.
always sings, right?
That
Yes.
is
Yes.
singing.
Go follow her.
Legendary.
I put a spell on you, cause you're mine. You better stop the things you do. I ain't lying, no. You know I can't stand it. You're running around, you know better. See, I can't stand you. Put me down. See, I put a spell on you, cause you're mine. I love you. You know I love you anyhow. And I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. You hear me out? Said I'm gonna spell on you. You're mine.
VPR.
Girl.
Yeah.
Woo.
I would cuss, but it's too early.
Chills and tears, baby. Like, woo.
It's too early to cuss on this platform.
It's never too early for
I was just gonna say that. Tell us, you are my spirit animal.
Yo, shit. I was sitting over there. God. Yo.
Woo, child.
What?
That was fun. You just took me back on that one.
You don't, and the first thing, I'm gonna be so honest, VPR. I'm gonna be so honest. I'm like, this woman don't gain weight.
No, yes, you do.
Hey, I can't see it. You're doing well.
Girl,
No back fat. I gotta work on back fat. You don't gotta worry about back fat.
Don't even get me started with back fat, and I got my slides out today.
Listen, I work daily, and what do they say to keep my back unbigged or whatever, trying to unbig my back. That's a job. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I love clothes. I love clothes so much, and I want to be able to wear what I want to wear, but I want to be able to eat what I want to eat. So I just gotta put in the work.
Gotta work hard.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Beth, that performance. Well, your video first, and then the performance is watching you sing live. And I saved it, VPR. I didn't want to watch all of her videos because I do want to create and have some kind of a live reaction because we're getting to know her here. All of you guys tuned in right now, we're actually getting to know her. And hopefully you guys click into the profile and really check out her body of work.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
Genuinely, when you see an artist have this longevity in their career, and she put her hands in the universe, she put her hands in God, and it has rewarded her. It has come back to her with her hard work. And it's beautiful just to watch. And we have it here on VPR.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to ask you one final question, and we got to bring you back because I'm looking at the time like, oh my God, this interview went by so fast, and you're such a joy and delight.
No, thank you.
I know we've only touched on like a few pieces, but I know that you went and you graduated, taking business, etc. Can you tell me how that affected your career? Because I know you also own an indie label. So I know that information kind of took you into a different level in the industry, right? In understanding the business component. What do you think? Can you?
Yeah, yes and no. I think, to be honest, the degree more so so what I learned from college is not necessarily specific things, but I learned how to be disciplined. in college. That's the one thing I'm taking away. I can start a project and complete a project. I know how to set up a timeline. And I'm not trying to sound really general with this, but a lot of times you go to college and you really learn basic techniques, but until you put your hands on it and exactly what you're going to do, you don't really know what you're doing, you know, and you have to learn that specific job. I think that I learned techniques on how to be organized, which some things are still unorganized in my life. And I've learned how to set a timeline, but I would think the most important, and I said this just a few seconds ago, is starting a project and completing it. To start an album and to write, you know, think about the photos, think about the album layout, think about the songs, think about the producers, paying everybody, starting this project and completing that project. I think that is, you have to have a business mind to be able to do that. There's so many people that start projects and they don't complete them because they may hit a roadblock or it may be a challenge there that they don't know how to maneuver. And I've learned how to learn and to be a sponge and to surround myself with smart people that know more than me so that we can get through whatever it is we're working on. I do own my own label called Anise Records, and I love everybody that I work with. They help me be great. They really do. And I am so blessed that the people that I work with are in my life right now. I'm truly, truly blessed. I can't do this without them.
Beautiful.
That's how you have it, VPR. You've watched Beth here, and even through her career, just humbly coming here to VPR, telling you her experience. I couldn't ask for anything more. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's truly been a pleasure. Please tell us what you have going on next. You guys, you can see Instagram scrolling. Her Instagram is Beth Always Sings, so please go follow her. But do you have any upcoming performances or any announcements you want to make before we bring you off?
Well, I'm going to be out with KEM for the next couple months. We've got a couple spot dates around. I'll be posting those dates where we'll be at the Capitol Jazz Fest the following weekend, I think on June 9th. And so that'll be KEM. I have dates with KEM up until August, and then I'll be hitting the stage with Ginuwine again in August in Nashville, and I'll be posting that a little bit closer to that date. And I am excited because I'm actually doing a private event mid-June, and I'll be opening for Smokey Robinson out in California. So I'm excited about that.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are just a few little things, and in between that,
a few little things. Smokey Robinson, a couple of small little.
I ain't even gonna say nothing. She got me wild out.
And you know what's crazy? Smokey Robinson was one of my dad's friends, you know, from Motown or Funk Brothers, and I've met him a couple times, and so it's just gonna be awesome to and his wife or his ex-wife Claudette. That's like my godmother, one of my godmothers. She was just here in Detroit last weekend, so. I just really feel blessed that I'm able to see and to do and to be in the moment. This is what I've dreamed about as a little girl. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually being able to walk into this. I feel like my father, who has passed on, he's a little angel sitting on my shoulder. Yeah. And I just look forward to the growth and the development and the big stages that I'm going to be on in the future. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
That's right, because you haven't even hit your biggest yet. It's coming.
No, right? Yeah, I
receive that.
Yes.
Thank you again, Beth. I'm looking forward to having you back on another episode.
Thank you.
Continue being great.
I'll definitely be back.
I'm rooting for you. You have a fan over here. I am a fan of your music. I am subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I will be making sure if anything comes near New York, please let me know, because I'm front row if I could be there.
And we were just in New York. We were
playing.
Yeah, we were just saying.
Ron, you've got some explaining to do.
You got to work it out.
But you know what? If anything comes up in the New York area, Ron keeps up with all that stuff. If anything comes up in the New York area, then he will definitely check with me to see what we're looking at with tickets and things. Okay. And we, reach out and let you know.
I'll purchase a ticket. I just want to be there hearing that voice. I want to support you and your greatness.
Love to come and support.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you.
It's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much, Beth. Have a wonderful day, and we can't wait to have you back.
Thank you. You all have a wonderful day too. Bye.
See you later.
Ciao.
Ron, Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. We see you. Tune in. We appreciate it.
And thank you for Marcus as well.
Yeah.
We got the crew coming through. So this is going to be great. You know, I love it. And do you remember when we were speaking to Chris and he was talking about his path to the voice and kind of that same vibe, not knowing whether you going home. Like, so it's crazy when you hear the backstories of it and what people go through. But where it transforms their careers is really exceptional. She's had such a fantastic.
I'm still in shock. That's why you see me just sitting here smiling, VPR. You know, a lot of people dream about it. And they don't get to see this in the later years or even throughout any years of their life. So in this music industry, when you see someone that's genuine and that's winning by putting their talent first and their heart out there on that stage, all I could do is sit there and smile and look at you guys.
I agree.
The way.
Thank you so much, Corey and JD. Congratulations on wrapping up your first season. I'm actually going to be sitting with them in a couple of weeks and kind of running down what the season was about and how that was for them. And that's going to be their first live episode. Partner. So
let me know the day.
I'm gonna hit you with the date and confirm so we can do what we do. It's time to flip the script on the boys, and they're gonna come up live, and we can get the reaction from everybody and tag all our peeps. So you guys get ready to see Corey and JD with us on their platform. Same difference, which is presented by VPR Radio. We love you guys big time, and really happy to hear you just growing and on your paths toward more greatness.
And before we get up out of here, shout out to my brother in the chat right now, Guala, my YNVS brother. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. And yeah, Guala. Thank you. Later, guys. I'll see you on the next episode.
We'll see you next week, guys. Ciao. Be great, okay? And keep smiling.